Babba game and shit.
That's his superhero origin story.
He just ran away.
Did he call himself like the Lightbringer in his actual Atop the Fourth Wall show at some point? So I feel like he adapted that.
Did
character.
he review his own comic?
No.
He would
I've
never
heard
do
of
that.
Sonichu. I wish I hadn't.
At this point, I really honestly wish I hadn't. He reminds me of a
serious
lot
about it.
of like people I meet at conventions.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Obviously, not anyone who's listening to this.
No, of course not. You're all good.
Yes. Each one of you is the best, and I love
Peter.
you, and would give out free handjobs to. But
To the person watching this right now specifically, not any of the other people watching, but the person you right now looking at the screen watching this, are amazing, and you have no flaws.
your hair looks great today, by the way.
And I'm a nasty cock slut.
Please subscribe. I'm a nasty guy.
I want to fuck the green M&M.
Oh no.
Me too, though. She's hot.
She is?
She's got curves, alright? Just one big one.
It's and
Yeah.
Oh my god, my sister told me to burn her a CD, and she's like, she told me to put the label on it. She's like, yeah, just write M&M. So I wrote M and M.
I got one. Name 5 things that no Rule 34 exists for yet.
I can't because none of those things exist. Because if it exists, there's Rule 34, and if there's no Rule 34 of it, then it doesn't exist.
Rule 35 determines that if it doesn't exist, it's your job to make it.
I thought it was Rule 34.5.
Is it? No, it's Rule 35.
Okay.
I take the hand job, but I'm a woman. Hey, I can give a finger job just as easily.
Women can have hand jobs. Have you heard of strap-ons?
Oh, yeah, that's a point.
Dildos. Come on, get with the times.
I'm a woman and I can still receive a hand job.
What?
I'm a woman and I can still receive a hand job.
That is true.
It's true.
This is
Yeah,
very true.
yeah, hey.
Yeah.
Therefore, you are better than woman.
Have you seen that meme that's
Whoa,
like...
Whoa.
Whoa, hang on a second.
Way more functions.
Not better than woman, the best kind of woman.
Yes.
That's what you were going for, right? Yeah.
Have you seen that meme that's like cis women, trans women, and then they're holding hands and it's like being women?
Yes.
Yeah. Or being gorgeous women or something like that. Or being amazing women.
I just came back. What's with the hand jobs and
Look, you know you're doing.
I knew that would summon you.
Yes. Is it Psyche?
Yeah.
Knew it.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, after this, you guys want to get another bite to eat?
I wouldn't mind.
I'll tag along for it.
Yeah.
So,
Are we taking a break and then coming back? Or to stream?
I mean, we'll probably take... Oh, you know, if we do come back, we probably won't stream this, because...
Shall we get to the first gym before powering
We'll
off?
try.
Yeah, let's
It's
try to
not
get to the
that
first gym.
much further. It's just
Pit of.
really long-winded.
You're
Sorry.
right. You are right, though, because even the Pringles guy has, like, a Rule 34 about him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Once
And
you pop,
toasters.
you can't stop.
Yeah. It's true.
Now just imagining him coming and then just being unable to stop coming.
There's a version of that logo where someone's taken it and turned the mustache into pigtails and renamed the Pringles tin Virgins.
Sorry, I'm just remembering one of the Monopoly Man with rose quartz.
Why does that exist?
I don't know. But it was badly drawn and hilarious. Because, like, it was just a random pink haired girl. It was like, wait, who is that? And it looked in the tags and it said rose quartz. And we all burst out laughing.
Bun on bun. No, run, run, run.
If he stops hopping,
I thought you encountered the really high-end Pokemon if you strayed off the
Oh,
path.
damn. His ears are fists.
Apparently not.
That's crazy.
There are still high-end Pokemon. They're the big ones that are walking around outside the grass
He would
areas.
give, like, the greatest fist bumps. You know what I mean? Like,
He'd be able to give you 4 at once, directly to the face.
He could, like,
Of course there's
off
Rule 34 of
4
tons of
cocks.
stuff. The rule is that there's Rule 34 of everything.
Wait, does he have hands?
And if there's no Rule 34 of it, it doesn't exist. There's even Rule 34 on lunch.
Yeah.
I saw a sandwich being banged by Mountain Dew cans.
Yeah.
Nice, me too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
So Mitchell.
Okay, wait, let me ask you 5 things.
No, you do your thing first.
Okay.
It'll take less time.
Ken.
Yes.
5 things that you were the first person to draw Rule 34 on.
None, and none. I'm very slow.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was the first person to do The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh.
I was the first person to do one of the Pokemon game trainers.
Oh.
First one to do call, but yeah.
Pretty sure even Homestar Runner has porn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that,
So what were you
like,
gonna say, Amethyst?
in case
Hang
of
on.
stuff like
Oh.
Bowsette, I got, like, asked to draw it right after it happened, and I still didn't get it out before, like, a ton of other artists
Nah.
did.
Yeah.
So, should I regale people with the tale of Liam?
Ooh, if you are going
Yeah.
to, I want you to like lean into the microphone a little bit or
Oh.
project your voice a bit because
Okay.
this would be really good. This is a really good story. I
Tell
loved
us
it.
the
You guys
tale
are gonna love
of
it.
Liam.
So, at the beginning of this year,
Yeah.
we had one of our housemates leave our house, and they were a really brilliant housemate, and they suggested that we should have another person move in, named Liam. And basically, he came over for our interview, looked around the house, and he saw the house, the current state of it, and everything. And when he was saying that he was going to move in, and we agreed, he said that he wasn't going to bring much stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So I leave for, I think, I left for a weekend to look after my parents' house, and this is while he was moving in.
Sure.
And I get back, I go into the shed because I got a commission to paint some armor for my friend.
Oh, nice.
And so I went into the shed to paint the armor, and I opened the shed, and it's completely full of his shit. Like, I can't even stick a toe into the shed. And I've got a big shed. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like 5 meters across and 10 meters deep.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps not that much. 5 meters across, 7 meters deep. It's a big fucking shed.
Yeah.
And it's completely full of his shit. So anyway, I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm just not earning that $300 today.
Yeah.
So I close the shed, and then I go into the back room to make something to eat, because my kitchen's adjacent from the back room. And it's full of his shit.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking like a couple of mattresses. I'm talking 3 dining room tables, 8 chairs, 2 fridges, several coffee tables, several couches.
Ugh.
He had so much shit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that night when I discovered this, I got to the rest of the housemates, and we all discussed a time frame for him to remove all his shit from. We gave him as soon as possible to clear a path to the toilet, because he left so little space that we couldn't get to the toilet.
Ugh.
That took 2 days for him to do. Then we gave him a month to make the back room livable, and 2 months to just have all of his shit completely gone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be kicking him out.
Yeah.
And he looked at it, and he just went, yeah, that's completely fair. I agree with this. This is good. So every month,
Look at that
or
nose.
every couple of weeks, we had a house meeting to remind him of this. And he did absolutely nothing until the night before the 2-month limit was finished. And the only reason why he did anything at all is because he overheard me talking about how I didn't want to live with him anymore in the kitchen. And so he just took all the shit out of the shed and put it in the backyard instead.
And then you
Anyway.
had no backyard, and that's
Someone's
also
asking,
bad.
was it Liam Gallagher, the musician?
No, I won't say last names.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Douchebag. That's his
So-
last name.
we asked him to move out, and he's all like, yeah, that's okay. I think I'll move out in 2 weeks. Don't worry, guys, it'll be fine. 2 weeks later, he hasn't left. And by this point, I already found someone to move in.
Yeah.
Jet.
Yeah.
And Jet was really excited to move in, and we were really excited to have Jet move in. Like, she was a perfect fit for our household. And, Liam was all like, I can't move out for a month. And I spoke with Jet, and Jet said that she wasn't looking to move in for another month. So I said, okay.
That works out perfect.
Yeah, that works fine.
Everything lines up perfectly. The
just-
stars have aligned.
yeah.
Everything's perfect.
Just like, I'm happy to give you that amount of time. Just be out of our house. Yeah, okay, that's completely reasonable. During that month, shit started to go south pretty quickly.
Yeah.
A mouse infestation took hold of the house,
Ugh.
which we still
yeah.
haven't been able to completely shake.
Oh. You need to bring a cat in.
Yeah.
We're thinking of that, actually.
Yeah.
But a mouse infestation has just completely taken over our house, and we're still trying to get rid of it. He had a mouse nest in his room that he
Oh,
physically
Brandon,
crushed by stomping.
Oh.
It still had mice in it.
Oh.
Yikes.
this was late game stuff with Liam.
So
but
post-game content.
not post game, just late game.
Yeah.
We now enter
Nicholas says
end
mention the shit
game.
with his dad.
Oh no, that's the very end. I'll get to that when I'm finished.
Yeah.
So during his time at our house, he was absolutely disgusting. He would like just saturate the shower mat and refuse to hang it up to dry so it would get moldy.
Oh.
He would like leave rice in the sink, like entire bowls of rice, to the point where they got blue and moldy. And like the way he cooked rice was, you know, when you're cooking a bowl of rice,
Yeah.
you could put like half a cup in if you're just cooking for yourself for one night.
Yeah.
Nah. Nah.
Whole
The entire fucking
thing.
packet.
Wow.
So he had
First
like
step, just thinking
10,
about
he
it.
had this huge steel bowl of rice that was just completely full.
Did you call the police on this guy? Sakim asks.
That, I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
Oh!
It
It gets
escalates.
spicier.
The
Oh,
story gets good.
I'm getting to that
It
bit.
evolves.
Anyway,
Quick one.
so right now he hasn't done anything that warrants us calling the police. Anyway,
Yeah.
so he leaves that to rot in the fridge every single time he cooks rice. Because you can only have 2 bowls before it goes off. Anyway, so what else happened? Yeah, we found the moldy rice, and then we started smelling his room, even with the door closed. The mankiest fucking shit. I kind of just went in there to give Jet the tour of the house because she was about to move in. And I noticed that he'd stolen a couple of my things and also the state of the room.
Yeah.
So I wasn't very happy about that, and I took my thing back that he stole. It was a thermos, a really good quality one. Anyway,
Did he fill it with piss?
I'm getting to that.
Oh shit.
Okay,
No piss.
so the thermos was fine. He didn't fill the thermos with pish.
Okay, thank God.
That was fine. I washed that one and it was good.
Alright.
Anyway, so fast forward a month later, Jet's about to move in that weekend. I say to him, "Hey man, can you give me an update on when you're gonna move out?" And he just fucking turns to me and says, "I'm not moving."
Did you think you were just gonna forget or something?
Yeah, I think so, because that wasn't the only time that had happened.
That's so...
And-
He has a really bad track record at this point already.
Oh man. Oh, and that comes into play later as well.
Oh.
So he just turns to me and goes, "I'm not moving. I've legally got 120 days to leave." And I'm just like, "No, you do not. You've got until Jet is ready to move in to leave." And he just refused to leave. So Jet couldn't move in. So yeah. And ever since then, I was just hounding him to leave every single week. And I cut him off from the internet and all sorts of different things.
Yeah.
I just added him to a blacklist.
Yeah.
Banned him at the MAC address level.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was complaining to everyone that would listen that I was evil and wouldn't let him on the internet and all that sort of thing. Meanwhile, his room is continuing to stink more and more. He drops mouse poison all over the floor in the kitchen and doesn't clean it up and just dumb shit like that. Anyway, around comes hard rubbish time. He takes up all the hard rubbish with his stuff.
Of course he does.
And we have a house inspection in a couple of weeks. So we couldn't get rid of our shit for a house inspection. We failed the house inspection, by the way.
Yeah.
Wait, you
Sounds about
failed?
right.
Are you getting kicked out?
No, we're not getting kicked out. The real estate agent was understanding of the situation
Yeah.
and has given us another couple of months to tidy up. And we're making really good progress.
Well, without Liam, it's gonna
As
be
I
a lot
said
better.
about the barbecue.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this guy, finally, we just all have enough. The last straw for us was when he installed a fridge in the garage without telling anyone.
That's all your power bills up.
Yeah.
Our power bill doubled.
Oh, so it was a bad fridge.
2 bad fridges.
What?
Yeah. They were just 2 really bad fridges. Our electricity bill doubled.
Yikes.
Anyway, so that was the last fucking straw for me. That night, I went to Bunnings, bought a lock, and said, "Your shit needs to be gone in 1 week. If it is not gone, I am changing this lock. This is not a bluff."
Yeah.
He didn't even fucking lift a finger. So of course, the lock was changed, and he goes to VCAT.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
So he goes to VCAT and summons us all to court.
Yeah.
And so we had 1 week to gather our evidence and everything. During that week, we had 4 tomes of evidence that we filled out. And by tome, I mean each book was maybe 4 to 5 centimeters thick, with at least 80 points of evidence in each of them.
Yeah. I
I'm
like how
gonna
you use
adapt it into a movie
term like
series.
you've got a mystical spell you're gathering information to cast.
They weren't just fucking books. They were A4 pages and 5 centimeters thick, and we had
Jesus.
4 of them.
You could
Oh
adapt
my
it into a
God.
film.
Oh man. So
Butterfree.
among the evidence that we gathered, we went into his room and took photos. It was disgusting. He had pee bottles.
Oh.
His everything, every surface in his room was just covered in mouse shit,
Yo.
including his desk, his computer, his bed, his plates, everything was just covered in fucking mouse shit. It just
Did he breed the mice?
yeah. Well, unintentionally.
Intentionally breed.
He gave them a home.
As I
No,
said-
you don't understand. I'm a Pokemon trainer.
I'm gonna make it big.
These are Rattata.
Oh man, but yeah, he had fucking pee bottles, and this comes back to the mouse nest he found. It was in his fucking suitcase.
What,
So he stomped his suitcase, killing a family of mice. He fucking just stomped it.
Yikes.
We heard this banging when he was still living there, and we were just sitting there going, "What the fuck is that?"
I think I found Psycheem's favorite Pokemon.
Oh,
Oh.
that's cute.
So cute.
It made baby doll eyes at me.
And yeah, so he took us to VCAT. We had a bunch of evidence against him.
Yeah.
Oh, his computer was rusty.
What?
His computer was rusty.
He
Had a big tower computer, and it was rusty.
I feel shitty when my computer gets too dusty.
It was it was rusty. I don't know how he managed to
How
get
did it get that far?
I don't know, but the rust wasn't just surface rust; it was structural rust. The
Oh.
computer shell was falling apart.
Oh God.
Anyway, next comes. Oh, I didn't tell you how he summoned us to court.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how he summoned us
I'll
to
jump
court.
on your back like a trampoline, Finn. Go on then. I'm not scared of you.
So how this guy summoned us to court
Yeah.
was that this is like the day after we kicked him out. I was just in the kitchen. We had the front door open because we needed some fresh air in the room because it was a hot day. And we were just setting up the VR kit in the back room
Nice.
because we had a friend coming over with VR. And all was going well. I was cooking dinner for everyone, and in comes this fuckhead, and just he doesn't knock, nothing, just storms into the house and gives us all pieces of paper going,
Yeah.
you've been given a restraining order, you've been given a restraining order, and you've been given a
You get a
restraining
car,
order.
and you get a.
And like the room just goes silent for a couple of
I
seconds.
can't believe you met Oprah.
I'm gonna sue you for how bad my life is.
Dude, my oldest brother, he tried to sue my parents for a terrible upbringing, right? And at the time, I'm just like, wow, what a terrible person and stuff. And then I'm this age, and I'm like, man, my dad was really a terrible parent.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this guy, he just walks in straight into our house, no knocking or nothing, and just hands us these preemptive restraining orders. And the room just falls silent for a few seconds. My housemate Wills is just kind of just staring at him, just with dead eyes. And I
I
just
can
turned,
imagine it.
I just turned to
The
him,
big guy.
and I just yell at the top of my voice, just get the fuck out of my house.
Oh my God.
He refuses to, so I just let him have it. I just screamed at him, and the loudest I've ever screamed at anyone in my life. I told him exactly what I thought of him, which I won't repeat here because it was very, very, very harsh.
Ooh, yeah.
Are you
And-
sure you don't want to repeat it here?
I can't remember exactly what I said.
You were so high up into the rage place
Yeah.
that you
So, sometimes you just sort of go like Hulk out and you.
I basically just called him the most disgusting excuse for a man that I have ever seen, and that his complete disregard for other people's happiness and hygiene and
Yeah.
health was a huge detriment to his character. I said a bunch of just really
And it
horrible
was justified.
shit. It was really horrible shit, but it was justified.
Of course, yeah.
And when he finally decided that he was going to leave the house because he didn't want to be yelled at anymore, I followed him to the front door, and the moment he stepped over the threshold, I just slammed the door
That is, yeah.
as hard as I could.
Nice.
Nice.
which
so
you didn't have
much-
keys to anymore.
Yeah.
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 So much that the house shuttered. My housemate, who was leaning on the window at the very back of the house, he said he just felt it vibrate.
Dang.
Anyway, Fast forward a week later, we all go to court. Everyone's dressed impeccably. So I'm in a really lovely dress. My girlfriend's in her work uniform because she just came from work.
Yeah.
Wilza is in a really lovely 3-piece suit.
Oh.
And my housemate is dressed lovely. Everyone looks impeccable. We have a suitcase. In comes Liam. His hair wasn't even brushed. He was wearing the same clothes he's been wearing since he left the house.
Wow.
He was
Oh, it was a full week. Wow.
Yeah. He was in absolute shit state. And he walks in with 3 pieces of paper and didn't see our paperwork because it was all in the suitcase. And he just kind of looks at us all smug, smiles at us, puts the paperwork on the table and sits down, all smug-like. Anyway.
A shit-eating grin, you would say.
The shittiest of eating grins. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the judge walks in, she looks over the paperwork, she reads that the paperwork basically says that he wants to continue living at our house.
What? Why?
Yeah.
That's just what the paperwork says. He wants to have access to our house. And so the judge sits down, she sighs, she goes, okay, Liam, you've been here before.
Oh!
So how about you show everyone how to do the amendment on not telling lies and shit in court?
Yeah.
But that was the impression that we got. We just, all our eyebrows just raised and we went, oh.
Oh.
So you've been here before. So this is a pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Anyway,
must have been very validating.
Yeah, yeah.
so, you know, we go through the what's it called? The pledge of not telling lies.
Yeah.
And then the judge just tells everyone to sit down, and looks to Liam and goes, okay, so, can you please tell us a little bit of, why you'd like us to, why we're here today? And he just looks at the judge and just goes, well, obviously I want to leave ASAP.
What?
After the paperwork and everything that he's been saying says that he doesn't want to leave, he just looks at the judge and goes, I want to leave ASAP. Everybody in the room, including the judge, just kind of looked at him as if he was the dumbest person on earth. We were just...
He literally contradicted everything he built his case on.
Like, the judge was just sitting there going, okay, you want to leave. So, you want to leave, they want you to leave. Why are we here?
What is the purpose of this game?
It's like a deer caught in the headlights. He's like,
And you know, it's obvious he went and got some legal assistance because he had this whole script that he was reading about how badly we treated him and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the judge was, you know, she was listening to him and giving him all the stuff that she needed to give until it was our turn to talk. And then it just went very south from there.
Yeah.
So we told her about everything that happened, and it came down to the fact that Liam wanted compensation.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Liam went to talk to the judge and said, well, obviously, because of the mistreatment that they've been giving me over the course of me living there, I am seeking compensation for mental health and all that sort of thing. And I'm seeking $1,500 from each member of the household. And, you know, the judge is sitting there going, okay, I'll humor it. Why do you need this? And he's just listing off the items that he needs compensation by, as well as his mental health and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the stuff he's listing is stuff like socks, because we kicked him out without a... We just kicked him out.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't kick him out. He had time to prepare.
yeah.
Yeah, you
I
gave him a
gave him
deadline
ample
and he
notice.
ignored it.
No. I changed the locks. I knocked on his door at like 9 p.m. and said, I'm changing the locks. The next time you leave the house will be the last time you leave the house. Make sure you pack wisely.
So you gave him ample notice.
I gave him
basically.
ample notice.
Yeah, multiple times.
And, you know, he just kind of ignored that, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's sitting there going, I had to buy socks. I had to buy underwear. No, that's fair. That's the shit that you need to buy if
Yeah.
you've been kicked out of house.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but that doesn't cost much.
Yeah, but socks, underwear, toiletries, all sensible stuff. This is where it starts to get off the rail.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
A max, the best portable charger he could find, new charging cables, makeup.
What?
Yeah, makeup, because he's a goth dickhead, and like,
Oh
I'm
my
goth. but he's a goth dickhead.
Yeah.
And like, oh man,
He's the steps kind.
so yes,
Yeah.
he's the steps kind.
Yeah.
Okay, if the steps had steps, he'd be sitting on those steps.
Oh, okay.
So for those who don't know, in Melbourne, the goth scene likes to hang out on the Flint Street Station steps. It's just where the goth and scene kids like to hang.
And the hipsters and punks. And
They used to. Now
Yeah.
it's mostly religious protesters.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
always been religious protesters.
True.
But yeah, the goth scene definitely still hangs out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he just goes completely off the rails and just is listing off all these really dumb things, and the judge is just going, wait, your makeup. Why do you need makeup? And he's just like, well, I feel really insecure without it, and it's really important for my social events.
Social. Oh.